Why do we miss people who hurt us? Have you ever found yourself missing someone who caused you pain? Someone who broke your trust? Someone who walked away? Someone who left scars that took months or even years to heal? And yet, despite everything they did, you still think about them. You still remember their voice, their smile, the moments you shared. And sometimes late at night, you wonder why. Why do I miss someone who hurt me? If they caused me pain, why does my heart still hold on? At first glance, this seems irrational. After all, pain should push us away, not pull us closer. But the human mind rarely follows simple logic, because love, attachment, and memory are far more complex than we imagine. The truth is, missing someone who hurt you does not necessarily mean they were right for you. And it certainly doesn't mean you should return to them. In many cases, it simply means you're human. To understand why this happens, we need to begin with the brain. Because long before we understand love emotionally, our brains experience it chemically. When we form emotional bonds, the brain releases powerful chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin. Dopamine creates anticipation, excitement, reward, while oxytocin helps build attachment and connection. Over time, these chemicals create pathways inside the brain. The person becomes associated with comfort, safety, excitement, belonging. And when that person leaves, those pathways don't disappear overnight. The brain continues searching for what it once received. This is why heartbreak can feel similar to withdrawal. Researchers have found that emotional rejection activates some of the same brain regions associated with physical pain. In other words, your pain is not imaginary. Your brain experiences heartbreak as something real, something significant, something it struggles to let go of. But chemistry is only part of the story. There's something even deeper at work. Memory. The human brain has a fascinating habit. It often remembers emotional highs more vividly than emotional lows. This means that after a relationship ends, we may replay the beautiful moments over and over again. The laughter, the affection, the late night conversations, the dreams we shared. And slowly our minds begin editing reality. We remember who they could have been instead of who they actually were. This is why many people don't necessarily miss the person. They miss the version of the person they hoped existed. They miss the future they imagined, the life they planned, the story they wanted to be true. And letting go of a dream can sometimes be harder than letting go of reality. But there's another powerful psychological force that explains why we miss people who hurt us. Attachment. Psychologists have long studied attachment styles, the emotional patterns we develop during childhood. Our earliest experiences teach us what love feels like. Whether love feels safe, predictable, warm, or uncertain, distant, and painful. For some people, love became associated with inconsistency. Affection followed by withdrawal, attention followed by rejection, and without realizing it, the brain may later confuse emotional instability with love itself. This does not mean we choose pain, far from it, but the human brain often prefers what is familiar over what is healthy, even when familiarity hurts. This is one reason some people repeatedly find themselves in toxic relationships. Not because they enjoy suffering, but because their minds recognize the emotional pattern, and familiarity can feel strangely comforting, even when it causes pain. This leads us to another important concept in psychology: trauma bonds. Sometimes relationships operate through cycles of affection and pain, warmth and distance, reward and rejection, hope and disappointment, and these unpredictable cycles can create powerful emotional attachments. The brain becomes trapped in anticipation, waiting for the next moment of affection, the next apology, the next sign that things might finally change. But hope can be dangerous when it keeps us attached to someone who continues to hurt us, because love should not require constant suffering. Real love is not built on fear, it is not built on confusion, it is not built on emotional games. Real love creates peace, respect, safety, trust, and growth. Yet even after understanding this, many people still ask, why can't I let go? The answer is simple. Healing is not linear. The heart and the mind often heal at different speeds. Your mind may understand that someone was wrong for you, but your heart may still need time to catch up, and that's okay. Healing is not weakness. Missing someone is not failure. Grief is the price we pay for emotional connection. And every human being experiences it differently. But healing begins when we stop asking, how do I get them back? And start asking, what is this experience trying to teach me? Because sometimes the people who hurt us reveal the wounds we never knew we had. They expose our fears, our insecurities, our unmet needs. And while painful, those lessons can become the beginning of growth. The truth is, the goal is not to erase memories. The goal is not to pretend you never cared. The goal is to remember without suffering, to love without losing yourself, and to move forward without carrying pain into the future. One day you will look back, not with anger, not with regret, but with understanding. Because healing does not mean forgetting. It means remembering without breaking. So if you're missing someone who hurt you, be gentle with yourself. You are not broken. You are human, and every human heart learns to heal in its own time. If you enjoyed this video and found value in it, please consider subscribing to Secrets of the Mind. Your support encourages us to continue creating more content about psychology, human behavior, relationships, and the hidden mysteries of the mind. Thank you for watching, and thank you for being part of this journey into understanding ourselves and the human mind. All information presented in this video has been carefully gathered from important scientific research and trusted psychological findings. And remember, missing someone doesn't always mean they belong in your life. Sometimes the heart takes longer than the mind to let go.